Hello everyone, my name is Equality. Welcome back to another Black Clover video. For some of you, maybe the first video even, because it is time. It is only 2 more days until the global launch of Black Clover Mobile, and this is what this video is going to be about. I wanted to quickly update you on the day, so you will be able to already pre-install the game tomorrow evening at some time, but the game will be completely out in 2 days to play. I think at 4 a.m. in the morning on the 30th of November for everyone who is interested in playing. And in this video, I wanted to quickly go over everything that you should keep in mind if you want to actually play the game and give you a few tips for what to do to be completely prepared to play the game. Actually, in total, there's only 2 real things that you have to keep in mind or should do before playing the game. The first thing that I suggest you guys to do is go to Garena's website, which I'm going to link in the description. And here you can pre-register for the app if you haven't done that already, whether you are an Apple user or an Android user. And you just click on one of these. I think you can even do that on your phone. You can go into your App Store or to the Play Store and you look for Black Clover Mobile and you find the game and you can just pre-register from there as well. And then the next thing that you want to do is you scroll down and then you see this pre-registration board. And so the first thing that you do is you put your email address in here and then you will receive Mimosa for free. Mimosa is actually not that crazy of a reward to get because she's only an SR character, but she's, I guess, a pretty nice healer for the beginning, either way. So, and she's free in that case, so why not? And then the second step, which you already did by now, is pre-order the game either in the App Store or the Google Play Store. And that will give you 7 tickets and 100,000 Yule. Tickets are gonna be important in the game to pull characters, so pretty much the most important currency. And Yule that's just your general in-game money that you use for basically everything else, to buy, to upgrade gear and stuff like that. So also quite important. And then the third and last step to do is you go on Facebook and you like the page. So I have actually not done that yet, so I'm gonna do this step with you guys. So you just click on that button and you come to Facebook and then you will get to their page and you just press like, and that's it. And then that will give you an extra 3 summoning tickets, which will bring your total up to 10. So through this, you will get a total of 10 summoning tickets, which is 1 multi. I'm pretty sure if you play the game early, you will be getting a couple more for the launch, to celebrate the launch as well. So maybe you will get like 3 to 4 multis, at least that's how it was in Japan and Korea. I'm not quite sure if the global version is gonna be as generous, but let's hope. And then if you are done with this, another thing that you can do is you see this free sign here. You can click on that and then it will ask you to put your email as well. It will give you a code to invite your friends. You will get this code. You can copy the code and you can send it to your friends and your friends can put it in here. And if I think per person you can get, so per person that you invite, you can get another ticket up to a maximum of 4 tickets. And I think the person who put your code is also gonna get something, but they're not really saying that here. But yeah, so you can get another 4 tickets through this. So if you guys want to be nice and you don't have anyone else, I will put my code in the description as well, and you can put my code. That would be so nice. And yeah, so that's pretty much all that you have to keep in mind for pre-registering for the game. And next I'm gonna jump into the game and I'm going to talk a bit more about what you have to keep in mind when you start playing the game. As you can see, I'm in the game now, and once you start up the game, you will be thrown right into the story mode. If you didn't know, in Black Clover Mobile, you'll be able to go through the whole story of Black Clover itself in in a really nice, beautiful 3D animated story mode. And I think before you're able to do anything else, or at least before you're able to pull characters, you're gonna have to go through the beginning of the story, through the first couple chapters, I think. I'm not quite sure how it is on global, but the way it was in JP and Korea, you had to go through the first few chapters up until you reach the church in Hajj. And I think from what I heard from Canada, it is going to be a little bit longer than that, which is kind of unfortunate because it's going to make re-rolling a bit harder. But since I don't really know how the re-rolling is going to be like in global, I cannot say too much about that yet. But if it is possible for me, then I am going to do another video on that as soon as the game is out. But so far, I'm not quite sure, so I'm not going to go further into that. Either way, so you're gonna be thrown into the story mode, and you're gonna go through a couple of chapters, and I think it's gonna take around roughly up to an hour of time to go through before you can make your first pulls. So just enjoy the ride, go through the story, and enjoy Black Clover. If you're new to the anime and to the manga, then oh boy, you're gonna be up to something. And for everyone else who already watched Black Clover, this is gonna be so amazing because they really did a great job with animating these. Anyways, so if you're through with the beginning part and you unlocked the the pulling screen, which is going to look like similar to this, more like you're gonna have I think 3 of these and then this one as well, and like these two are always gonna be here. So I think they will also give you a first time banner as well, where you get 20 rerolls. What that means is it will let you pull 20 times, and out of those 20 multis that you can do on that banner, you will be able to choose one multi that you want to keep. So with that in mind, you want to try and get the best character possible out of that banner. Who is going to be probably the best character that you can pull in that banner, you're asking? Well, that's actually quite simple. It is going to be this guy right here, Lotus. Why Lotus? Because he just gives you so much utility in the early game. He's going to help you so much with not just the story mode, but also with farming gear early on, because not only is he blue and is going to be good for doing the red gear stage, but also is he a debuffer, and he has some of the best debuffs in the whole game by slowing down the enemy. So having him in the very beginning is such a game changer. Like, trust me, I didn't know that when I started to play Japan, and I just went with my favorite character, and I was struggling so much and for such a long time to get pretty much through almost every stage. So when I say try to go for him, then please trust me on that, because he's going to be really, really, really important. Not just in the early game, but also later. And up to this day in JP and Korea, he is still one of the best characters that you can have. So definitely try to go for Lotus. And another thing to keep in mind when you're pulling on this first banner, there is definitely a chance to get more than one SSR. But as far as I know, every other SSR that you can get, except for the character, will be skill pages. What are skill pages, you're asking? Skill pages are kind of like extra skills or passives for every character. So every character that you can see also has one skill page dedicated to them. So for example, Lotus has his own skill page, and it gives like an extra effect on one of his skills, and that's the same for pretty much every character. If you get their skill page, it will just make one of their skills better. And also on top of that, it also gives the character another kind of like a little passive effect. I'm not quite sure what Lotus's does, for example, but so for example, Season 1 Asta's skill page increases critical damage for the character. So what I mean by that is if you get Season 1 Asta's skill page and you equip it to any other character than Asta, he's still going to get that passive effect. The character is still going to get that passive effect of increasing the crit damage. But if you equip his skill page to himself, then he will also gain another effect to one of his skills, which in this case will upgrade his skill 2, and it will add an effect that, yeah, it will add the effect that instead of increasing his attack by level 1, it will increase his attack to level 2. So technically, in Asta's case, it's not that big of a change, but for some characters, this is going to be really, really important. Which characters that are going to be, I'm going to discuss in later videos. So yeah, this is what you should keep in mind for the starter banner. And then, so the last thing, I said it's going to be two things that are actually important, but there's one more thing that is quite important. Please stick with me here. So one last important thing that I would like to suggest would be that in the beginning, when you first start this game, because unless you are planning to pay money into this game and getting more crystals and tickets, so by the way, tickets are mainly only just for pulling characters, and with crystals you can do a couple other things, but you can also pay with crystals to buy tickets for pulling, so those are the two most important currencies in this game. So unless you're planning to spend money on this game and get more crystals in that way, so if you're free to play or just maybe a low budget spender, in the beginning it's going to be a little hard to accumulate enough crystals to pull a lot on these banners. It's because obviously you don't have any time to save up on anything. So what I suggest doing is there's gonna be the first anniversary banner. Right now, we kind of got a reroll of the third anniversary banner, but it's gonna look similar to this, but you will not be able to choose, sadly. So you'll have 3 characters on that banner, and it's going to be Mimosa, Asta, and Yami, Season 1. And all 3 of these characters are really, really good in the beginning. Actually, Mimosa and Asta are still good. Yami fell down a little bit, but for the beginning of the game, those 3 characters are really good. So what I would suggest to you is that you try to spend as much crystals and tickets as you can on that banner until you get at least 2 out of the 3 seasonal units. Why just 2 if I say all 3 are important? That's because there's a really, really nice thing in this game, which is called the Gateway of Destiny, which looks like this, where you can go and they will give you a free key in the beginning. And with this key, you will be able to kind of unlock the door, and you can choose one of the 3 seasonal characters. Then you have to finish a couple missions that usually only take you like 3-4 days to complete. And then you will get a copy of that character for free. So if you get 2 out of the 3 characters from that seasonal banner, you can get the third one from here for free, which is great. Amazing, right? I really like that, and I think it's really good. It's really free to play friendly thing, and that will start you off with 3 seasonal characters, all of them being really good. Like Asta being a really good attacker for red, Yami being a really good attacker for blue, and Mimosa being still one of the best healers in the game. And they're all gonna help you out a lot. So having them is a really good idea. I think there will also be Red Yami in the banner, but he is sadly not super good. Like in the very beginning, he is quite good, especially because of his stun, but he will also fall off quite quickly, so I would not really suggest spending on him if you're free to play. If you put money into the game, of course, don't let me tell you what to do, pull for him as well. Also, if he's your favorite character, of course, then do what you think is right, but this is just my suggestion for you. And then yeah, after that, if you spent on that anniversary banner and you got 2 out of the 3 units, I would suggest to stop pulling and then get the 3rd one for free, and then just save up every other crystal that you have, because there's gonna be other really great characters coming not too far after that that are worth pulling for. If not, if you do want to continue pulling, I would actually suggest, because in this game, having multis for characters is not always super important, because for one, you can get universal multis for characters later on throughout several event missions and stuff like that. So you can just upgrade your character through that. Also, it only really matters to get 2 dupes. Did I say multis? Oh god, I meant dupes. It only really matters to get 2 dupes for every character, because then that's where they unlock another passive. And for some characters, that passive can be really good, whereas for some other characters, it's like really not that game changing. So having dupes is not always that important, but of course, if you have the money, if you have the crystals, go for it. It's always a good thing to do. Also, it still upgrades the stats of the character, so that's a thing. And yeah, I think that is pretty much everything that you need to know in the beginning of the game. For everything else, for everything else that is important, so gear and what what you should do, what else you should do in the game, I will be uploading other videos to that, so stay tuned for those. And I really hope this video helped you and that you liked this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe, it would mean a lot to me, and look forward to more videos like this in the future. And up till then, I would like you guys to stay kind, stay balanced, to keep gaming, and I will see you in the next video. Bye everyone.